What's up, everybody? How we doing? Looks like we have an internet, the one and only, and connection strong. You'll still complain about the audio, but that's fine. I've never fixed it. So, what's up, Tommy from Rugrats? So is that actually, are you actually Mark Mothersbaugh from Devo? Thrifty Frame Builder, what's up? Need to check out your latest video, the gravel bike video build one. I haven't seen it yet. So I'm behind on everything because the weekend, which was awesome, but it's Tuesday and I still haven't quite caught up. But the main thing I did on Monday was get the video out. So yeah. Yeah, to hear some people talking about all this warm weather. Where are we at? Cycling Brian, you had upper 70s today. Yeah, we were cold today. Not as bad as yesterday. Yesterday sucked. Were you working outside yesterday, Dave?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that wind. It seemed like the temperature was warmer yesterday, but the wind was so cold. I felt way colder yesterday riding my bike than I did today. Today said low 40s, but it felt pretty decent. So I did about 18 miles today riding around. Had a couple meetings. Helped my buddy Greg film his movie for the Highland Square Film Festival. So if that ends up on YouTube, I'll share that and stuff like that. But let's see. So we got large margin here. What's up, man? Daryl down in Columbus. What's up? Bicycletta, you said shitty weather in Dayton this afternoon. Yeah, one thing we've been all right on is the only time, the last time it rained was Saturday morning. So we had the channel meetup on Saturday afternoon. It was all gone by then. There's some puddles and stuff around. I wish it was warmer for when everyone was in town, but yeah, not too bad. So, hey, what's up, Balancing Bike Life? Dallas is always garbage, Benjamin. Well, in the winter, isn't Dallas pretty decent in the winter? I guess I was only in Dallas once, and that would have been late fall. And coming from here, it actually felt pretty nice. But, so yeah, when was I in Dallas? Early November, I think. I had a little night on the town there. We had a quick shoot in the morning, and then we were taking off towards the west, like the Zion and the Grand Canyon and all that stuff. So yeah, it was definitely a fun weekend out here in Akron. Like I said, it's such a bummer that we had like 70s Fahrenheit like the week before and sunshine, and then it was pretty gray and chilly, little snow and freezing rain for the meetup. But we all made the most of it, and most of the people are from up this way anyways or around. So had a couple friends out from Grand Rapids, Michigan, big crew from Pittsburgh. But Nate the Great, who's in here, right here, from Toledo. So a lot of people who are used to the weather and already. So 40s and windy here, Peabody, Massachusetts. Yeah, that's kind of what we got going on right now, CB. So yeah, it was definitely a cool weekend. It was Friday night. We did a little photography meetup at my studio, and that was cool. It was a mix between bike people, local friends, and then kind of acquaintances and business people, or business relation people. A few people showed up that I do freelance work for and have worked with their companies before who are just love cameras, and it was fun to nerd out. And then the channel meetup on Saturday was a blast. I was guessing there was probably about 30 people riding. So, and I think it probably split. When you say, Dave, like 15 out of town, 15 local friends, maybe about. Yeah, so for not a beautiful day, it was pretty cool. It's like one of those things I can't lie. When I start riding and I look back at a group of people behind me and I'm like, everyone here is hanging out because I said come hang out. it just was cool. It was a lot of fun. And then the Otis For Bay turnout, I couldn't even, what is that, 70 people, 60 people?
That was a big chunk of people. A lot more than I expected.
I do have to, Dave, after. So Dave sat at the bottom of Cadillac Hill and took some photos. I assume you were there. That's where you were when I came by. Yeah. What's in the video? You tell me how far, how I'm like bringing up the tail. But then I see the pictures of the people doing the 20 mile, and that was like more than half the group. So I was only bringing up the tail end of the 40 mile. I wasn't like, you know.
Yeah, but the 20 mile, they had gone through like
They had a
45 minutes prior to that.
Yeah, they had a 15-mile head start on me. You're making it seem like I'm dogging it out there. I did look at those. Like, I looked at the photos. Someone else posted photos and videos, and I'm like, yeah, of course. These, like, a huge chunk of the group did the slower ride. So it's not like I was.
That was hardly. There was a majority in the 40 miler.
It looked pretty even.
Not even close.
And I was still ahead of like 10, 15 people in the 40 mile.
No way. There's no way.
When I was coming down Clearview in Kenmore, there was like, I passed like 10 people climbing up Clearview.
They were probably lost.
And also a lot of people, like a lot of our friends, like from Pittsburgh, did like 27 miles and then headed back to the brewery. So that has no bearing on where they were on Cadillac Hill. But I mean, I still attempted to do the full 40 miles.
I took off after you went through. There was a decent amount of ride, maybe 20, 25 came through before you. And then nobody else. So I don't know if everybody just...
Yeah, I gapped them.
That's
called getting gapped.
I think everybody just was like, whoa, let's just go get a beer. Even the guys with the Cheez-Its, or not the Cheez-Its, the cheese balls. We're sitting there like, yeah, it's time to go get a beer.
I think they went over to Waters Park too, because I wrote it yesterday and there's a bunch of cheese balls on Waters Park.
That's where they started.
Yeah. Oh, so they moved to Cadillac Hill. So they tried to catch the 40 mile group over at Waters Park, which I missed. Went around and went longer actually, and then they went over to Cadillac Hill.
Sure.
And so you left. You didn't see how many people came through behind me. And then you went in, and sat in the bar, so you didn't see who was rolling in after me either.
Oh, by the time I got there, everybody had
gotten
a drink and left.
Multiple drinks. What's up, Gary? Beauty. Michigan biker, what's up? Towpath Tango said, somebody get Dave a blanket. That man looks cold.
It's a little chilly. It's actually pretty warm down here.
It doesn't feel too bad tonight. Yeah. It's weird because I think when the temperature is in the middle is when it feels normal down here. You know, or in like a radiant heat like type place. So, hey, what's up, Matthew? We didn't get to chat too much. Me and Matthew talked a decent amount at Road Apple. I think we said a little bit of hello at the beginning of Road Apple, and then I got some footage of you right when we started out going under the Y Bridge. But I remember waving at you when you were leaving. I said it in the video, and I'm feeling it right now too. I just got back from a ride. My sciatic nerve is killing me, and it's just shooting down my leg. And so when I walked into Missing Falls after the ride right when Aaron got there, and I ran into my buddy Ryan Hugh, and we talked for a minute, and I ordered my beer and food, and then I told Aaron, I'm like, I need to get into a chair with a back before I get into any more conversations. So basically, once I sat down, I didn't get up. So it wasn't that I was not trying to be social, but she was like, oh, you just sit there and let your fans come to you. And I'm like, that's not what I can't. I'm in pain. But I do remember waving as you left, but it wasn't, I just couldn't get off the chair. I'm sitting exactly like I am right now, massaging my legs. So what's up, George? Hi. You're not late. We started at 8 o'clock, so yeah. Oh, you ended up with 36, Matt. Yeah, one thing we were saying is, like, there were things like the Glendale Cemetery cut where if you miss that turn, and because it does a little loop and then the route comes right back to itself, it's only about 50 feet and then you're back on route, so you don't realize you ever missed anything. And that happened to me a couple times. But I definitely agree with Lanky that there should be an award for anyone who could just follow the route faithfully. That's the real winner of the ride. So
I don't know if a couple guys didn't load it, which that's on them, but like if they just got like the free Strava or whatever, it doesn't. I don't know. Does Strava give you turn by turn?
No, people were saying you had to download it from Ride with GPS to get turn by turn. I downloaded it from Strava, but I'm a premium subscriber and I have the version 2 of the Bolt, which some other people commented they have the version 1 and it was worse. I don't know. Yeah.
But yeah, with all the kind of not rerouting, but overlapping, like going back on certain roads and everything, people were just all turned around.
Yeah, and I was next to people with Garmin's and what's that? The weird one some of you guys like because everyone pays you to like it, the Karoo. I've never seen like a real review of a Karoo. It's always a paid review, and so I just don't trust that thing. But if someone's using one for real, let me know if it works. Anyways, yeah. Yeah, and it's cool too because like Thrifty Frame Builder, like this bike event is one, the meetup, like we just did no drop. I didn't put a route out there. It was just like we're just not going to drop anyone. But the whole crew was like a group that like moved pretty well, so we got a ride at I think a pace that everyone was pretty satisfied with. It wasn't like a huge spread, which was kind of nice. But then yeah, with the Otis For Bay, it's like I really like that style of event where it's like here's a GPX file of a route, go ride it. I had some friends who just showed up, like my buddy Andy, who I said I rode with in the middle. He's like, I don't have a route. I just rode out here today. I know Akron. I figured I'd find someone. And so like he basically, just followed me for a while, which is fine. And then I was riding with my friend Annie later, and I think their routes weren't working well. So through the last section, they just her boyfriend. Oh man, my God, my name is going blank on his name, Justin. He was really good at climbing, but he would climb and then just circle at the top of the climbs, and that's kind of what you got to do if you don't have the route. So, what's up, Mr. Natty? I thought you weren't going to make it. Matt, you also let people, you sat in chair, let people come to you. So yeah. Oh, you missed Cadillac Hill. Purposely skipped Clearview because your quads are cramping. Yeah, right at the end, one of the I think it's the longest climb of the route. It's the last climb of the route, of course. And me and Annie were talking. We're like, why don't we just skip this one? And then we start going down and we're looping around. We're like, we came this far. We just got to do it. Like, like we're already out here. But nice, Nate. Yeah, the extra daylight. Dave no, not Dave. I was talking to Aaron right while I was setting up the stream, my girlfriend, and she was saying, when do you switch the streams back to 9 o'clock? And we're getting to that point with daylight, but I always just wait till there's the first time where it's like, I don't feel like being back here at 8 o'clock. And with the weather we've had, it hasn't been an issue yet. And the sun's setting, at like 7:30 right now, so it's not too bad. But yeah, come, I don't know, June and around the solstice, if we're getting good weather, we might switch it back to 9 o'clock. It is nice doing 8 and finishing up early, and to Tuesday, and it's like one day a week. I don't need to be out that late on my bike, but I know every year, just no matter what, I end up being like, yeah, I just want to ride later into the evening, and I start riding later too. I wait till after dinner, feed Edmund, feed myself, and then head out. So. Is Harrisburg pretty climby? I'm trying to think if I've ever spent any time in Harrisburg. Rock is that where Rock Eastwood is? No. Yeah. Because I saw him jump in here early. I didn't go back through the whole roll call. I kind of pulled up everyone's chats as we were getting started. But pretty much everything in PA is hilly, right? I mean, because we've even been in Central PA, like State College and all that is Happy Valley, so. Oh, yeah, that's where you are. What's up, Rock? When are you leaving, bud? I was hoping you might have made an appearance over the weekend. I believe Rock is moving back to Japan. Yeah, but all in all, just like really cool to have so many. Oh, I have it on top chat. I think I'm missing some. Maybe. I'm good. Let me still switch it just in case. get caught back up. Oh, it just shows them a little out of order. So, yeah. Oh, there's that. Almost wrote out Harrisburg this weekend. Did York instead? Huh. Downtown Harrisburg is pretty flat. Oh, probably because does it just sit in the river valley like that? Should we go to the maps? Do we got Jay Dandy here? I feel like on Saturday, so after the party, it was the after party, and me and Jay Dandy and Bart and Rachel went over to Jimmy Biggs, but me and Jay Dandy kind of closed the place down. Oh, what's up, Chris? Speaking of that, Chris and his friends were. Bo was like, he's like, I wouldn't mind going out and getting one more. Should we get a whiskey? He's like, I think he doesn't drink beer, so he's like, let's. But everybody else was like, nah, and he made the right call. I woke up for the Otis For Bay. I got out of bed at like 9:30. My Wahoo wasn't charged. I put on all the clothes from the night before that were just sprinkled around the ground. I rolled up. Dave's there taking photos, and I'm like, this is why you have friends. So, yeah, let's look at Harrisburg on the map. Did this go to Germany? I think it did. No, it says Pennsylvania. It knows me. They AI'd me. Let's look at the. What is this? What are these like? What is like what? Oh, those are the mountains. They are the mountains. So downtown Harrisburg is flat, but the second you step outside, it's like, look at this, like these steps. That's crazy looking on the. They got the topo map. Where's that terrain? Oh yeah, look at that. So Harrisburg is a flat spot in the river, and then it just like all these ridges right outside of the town. Interesting. Gotcha, Rock. Oh, so you're thinking of heading out in May. Gotcha. It was riding at all or one more drink. I've played that game many times. Chris FYB said. Yeah. And we actually hung out on the channel meetup. We hung out at Madcap, like the midpoint, well, 3/4 point of the ride, because we meandered our way all around. Longer than we planned. You know what it is. You start talking with everybody. Someone gets a beer. They have a half a beer. You're like, oh, I could get a beer. Then you have a beer. Then someone has a half a beer. Then I was like, let's try and roll at 7:30. But I think we ended up rolling out of Madcap around 8 o'clock. But we went a pretty direct route back home. But then anyone who was parked over at the studio, then we dropped down in the valley and came up Bueller. Really pissed Brad off. He's like, well, Brad also, he was like, well, we're going to climb this tomorrow. Why would we climb it tonight? And then he didn't even ride. Farley asked, isn't it close to cherry blossom time in Akron? I think Wild Monkey, didn't you post some, was that on Blue Sky? I saw you post some cherry blossom photos. But yeah, I think the festival in Akron is April 5th, but the trees are barely budding because we had that warm weather, which you think would pop them out, and then it got cold again. So we'll see. You know, they always hope the timing works. Last year for the Cherry Blossom Festival in Akron, they were like in peak bloom. It was perfect. I just went out for a bike ride and brought my 70-200 lens and shot real long through all the blossoms in a number of spots, and it was really, really cool. So for anyone who doesn't know, I can't remember if was it Deal Pasquale or something? Do you remember how we got all the cherry blossoms from Japan? I'm drawing a blank on it right now, but anyways, we have a bunch of Japanese cherry blossom trees. They've lined the towpath through downtown Akron and out towards the south side for a while. And they put out a bunch of lanterns and everything once a year and for the Cherry Blossom Festival. And sometimes it hits with the blossoms and sometimes it doesn't. So we'll see what happens this year. It'll probably depend on how warm it is from here on out. So
Was it last year or 2 years? Didn't they postpone? Like they kind of adjusted their event.
Yeah, we got really I think it was just not even the blossoms, but just really bad weather, and they postponed it, right? Like yeah. But last year, I think, was spot on. So. Matthew Hoffman, I raced the road crit in the PA State Games in 1996. You were 15. Oh, it was 15 laps around the Capitol complex in downtown Harrisburg. Raced in the under 17 category and won. Oh, nice. We must be about the same age then if we didn't talk about this. But 1996, I guess I would have been about, 16, right? Nate said, fun little loop around called the Greenbelt 20-mile loop in the area of the Capitol. Some fun single track you could hit off of it. I did see, all right, it looked like in the next, is that like a valley over where that bike trail is here? What is this? Stony Valley Rail Trail. Let's see where the green is. Yeah, I think almost all my knowledge of Harrisburg comes from watching Rock's videos and the cool bridges over the river and all that stuff. But okay, that must be a couple of them right there. Do I have bikes on? Let's see. Yeah, biking is turned on. So. Oh, but as we discovered in another stream, certain stuff doesn't show up till you really zoom in. Okay, there's York. Huh, I am completely unfamiliar with York. What's the name of the rail trail there? Heritage Trail, County Park. Yeah, Heritage Rail Trail, County Park. Gotcha. Where does this go down to? Huh. That looks like a place we're making a trip to. Cockeysville? Oh, down towards Baltimore. Okay, that's where we're at. Yeah. Iron Cross in Williamsport, PA is a tough race. Huh? Not familiar with that either. Oh, Wild Monkey, you said, yeah, you are in full bloom in Japan now. Yeah. We're going to be, yeah, I gotta say at least 2 more weeks at the best. Kyoto is lovely this time of year. What's up, Stephen Marino? Show us the pics. Oh, I think I do actually have them. Let's see if I was smart enough to label them cherry blossom. I'm usually pretty good about that stuff. Oh, I did, yeah. Yeah, actually, on this day, it's right after that company sent me the e-bike, and I rode the e-bike down there. There's my buddy Steve and his nephew, I believe it is. Been running into him a bunch lately. He was out at the Otis For Bay as well. But
where's that at?
That is, we call that the bumps, but it's past downtown where the towpath gets real hilly and curvy and fast. What is that actually officially called?
Which way, south?
Yeah, south. It's
It goes that far south?
Yeah. They go almost Summit Lake. Yeah. They go to like the bridge where the sign that says "Welcome to the park."
I thought it stopped at downtown. Like
No, they keep going, and they put the lanterns all the way out that far. Yeah. There's Carl. Look at that photo. Carl being all beautiful. He just happened to come walking down the path. It was so great. Yeah, look how that 70 to 200 man is killer. Oh, there's Annie, who I rode the back half of the ride with. So saw her out with her kids. She was riding with her sons. There's the e-bike. Make people mad. Yeah, it was a really nice light day. Then we had our nice day for light evening. Then I went over to a dinner party in the old Y with Ryan Hugh, which got completely out of hand, of course. Yeah, I love that, doing that kind of thing with the 70 to 200 at 2.8. The bokeh on that lens is perfect. Let's see what the date on these are. Where's the info? Yeah, this is my favorite, I think. I love the blue and the pink. Oh, there's Steve riding away. But yeah, that's what log lenses are so good for. Wide angle lenses like the GoPro and video, you can never get that kind of look, you know. Yeah, that's just what I love. Yeah, so this is, all the way. They had like food trucks and stuff out there, but so yeah, they keep going all the way out to the bumps past Goodrich and everything.
I guess I always just picture it right there at the shop.
Oh yeah. I do want to see what the date of this was. April 11th, 2024. I thought it's April 5th this week, but yeah. Probably do it on whatever weekend works out. So let's see. What are you guys talking about? In DC now, this weekend they should pop with the Sakura. All right. Scott said, hello, you have a group coming from Indy to Akron in June, riding to Columbus and back. Oh, nice. Doing the OTED, I assume? Looking to camp or cabin in the Cuyahoga. Yeah. Yeah, let me know if you need any advice on that. I assume you've got it planned out. But... Oh, you guys are talking about the trail I just had pulled up there. From York to Baltimore. Yeah, I'm surprised I didn't really, I obviously zoom out on this stuff and try and plan trips all the time, but that is not one I was familiar with. I haven't been to Baltimore since I was a kid. I think they've done a lot of work on the riverfront, right? And then had that. Is Baltimore who had that horrible bridge collapse last year that blocked the harbor? Is that the 95 bridge or 895 bridge? One of those two. Oh, that one's a tunnel, so it must have been the 895 bridge. Huh? Anywho. Lincoln's body went along the Heritage Trail. Fun fact, or not so fun fact, just a fact. Hey, what's up, Chuckles? Yeah, glad you're here. One of the early dudes. So yeah. Jack R., your crew should spend the weekend down in West Virginia for the Hilly Billy Roubaix, 75 miles with 7,400 feet of climbing, iconic race. Yeah, I do not think my girlfriend would be into that at all. No, I would be into checking it out. I'm always less prone to do events that are races, and I know that that might not mean a lot because a lot of events that are races are also just fun besides for the people in the front. Even at the Otis For Bay, it's not a race, but there's a group that likes to ride it fast. But yeah, I don't know. That's one reason we're foregoing Black Fork this spring. Black Fork's kind of the biggest gravel race in Ohio. Where I'm riding, it's not a race, but we're like, let's go do something different. Let's go, you know, do like a camping trip instead of do like the, you know, spandex type thing. So just my, you know, I like a mix of things, but I don't do a ton of organized events. I do a few organized events a year, and so each year, and I basically pick and choose which ones they're going to be. So it's that's so funny, Dimitri. Like when people are doing Ohio to Erie, one thing I want to say is like if you're doing Ohio to Erie, a weekend to avoid would be the Cherry Blossom Festival in Akron. It's very pretty, and if you have time, that's cool. But if you're trying to ride your bike down the towpath, you aren't going to get anywhere. So, yeah. And he said, yes, that's our bridge, but downtown is nice since they put Camden Yards in downtown Baltimore in 92 ish. Okay. What's up, William and Ron? Hey, what's up, Blackball? Glad to hear from you. Blackball came down last year, but decided not to cross the border from Canada this year, which I fully understand. So, Outpost Cycling. Oh, yeah, you said you ended up doing your first gravel event in Michigan. It was a great time and a good crowd, too. Nice. Yeah. And all those events, too. I always meet good people at every event I do, so don't get me wrong. It's just, I like to keep it mixed up a little bit. So, between the non competitive, totally just chill or a group ride or a ride at your own pace thing, and then throwing in a couple of the competitive events here and there. But Barberton has a decent Secure Fest on April 5th, accessible from the towpath, kind of. Oh, okay, George. I guess I wasn't. I guess I didn't realize Barberton did that. I know they have all the blooms down on Tuscarawas because I have photos of that in the spring too. I didn't know they did a fest with it because I know their big fest is like the Mum Fest in the fall and all that. So Baltimore is a good bike scene. Show a few times a year, local groups, and bike party gets about 1,000 people for Halloween. Oh wow, yeah. Hey, what's up, John? You said can second those sentiments about Black Fork. Love the riding, but the spirit of the ride is noticeably more race oriented. Yeah, so it's really interesting. So Aaron got into riding through like me and my group of friends who, you know, everyone's different, and there's like I said, I don't care what anyone wears, but more of a jeans and a t-shirt crew, even though some of us ride really fast. And the first time we did Black Fork, and when it's just all carbon bikes and spandex and stuff, she was just like she just hadn't been around a group ever like that. It was totally different to her, and you know, it's like oh, this is everyone here like takes like not everyone, a majority of the people here take speed and like ride in the industry norms, and she had never seen that, and I'm like oh yeah, you haven't been at an event like this. I get that. Like this is what the world predominantly thinks cycling is. You know, we're the outliers. We're a growing group, but in general, we're the outliers. So, and yeah, I don't. Again, I have friends who are racy. I have friends who, you know, put on all the stuff and like carbon bikes. There's nothing wrong with that, but it it's totally a different vibe when you're in a majority of that group because we usually just aren't. So. Oh, around Lake Anna and Barberton. Gotcha, George. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you just break off from the towpath. What, it's only a mile from the towpath to Lake Anna, if that. Probably not even. Just climb over the bridge and drop in. Got a couple videos lately of riding in Barberton, but I'm so stoked for stuff to start blooming like that around here. I've noticed some of the trees with just the tiny little buds on them, but I don't think we have any green yet. Like maybe crocuses and some daffodils haven't bloomed yet, but they're like.
I've seen a few daffodils.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've seen them out of the ground, but I haven't seen them actually yellow yet. But my favorite is when it's like the tulips and all that in bloom. I love it.
Right.
Yeah.
Tulips, the irises.
Yeah, irises, yeah. John said, went over the bars at Black Fork Gravel Grinder. Aaron was the only person to check on you to make sure you're okay. You get it, but not where you would choose to spend your time, money. Yeah. And we made a weekend out of it too. So we would go down to Black Fork, ride to registration, go out to a brewery, have a fire, and then sit there and anyone who drank would have a couple beers and then go ride a very hard ride, even if you're not racing, because it's like, 60 some miles and 6,000 feet of climbing. And so tough day out, no matter how, even if you do the shorter one, it's like 40 miles and 4,000 feet of climbing. Have a good ride, and then everyone kind of hangs out around the finish, cheers everyone else in, has a couple beers or eats the food. So yeah, there's still a way to do it with some fun and community, but yeah, get it. It does throw me into a group that is a little bit different. So Jack said, is there going to be a 420 ride this year? So Woody told me there was. I saw him at the Otis For Bay right at the start, and I saw him for a second out on the trail, so I didn't really get to talk to him, but he did tell me a few weeks ago that he was planning to do a day ride on 420. The only thing is 420 is on Easter Sunday, so I'm not a religious person, but I still spend that holiday in general with my family.
That's a family holiday.
It's only second to Christmas, right? It's just the way it is. And so I was actually talking to Annie about this out on the road, and she's like, yeah, my kids want to get up and get the Easter baskets and all that. And same thing, she was like, you really can't do a 420 ride though, not on 420. So he said yes. He hasn't posted anything to confirm it yet, but he told me in person a few weeks ago that he was planning to do it. Oh, there we go. Woody, Large Marge just jumped in and said 420 is off. I wonder if Woody was just like me and didn't realize when we were having the conversation that it was on Easter, because Woody's got kids too. So I assume he's probably got to spend that with his kids. So what's up, Myrtle? How you doing? 6'9" is what is 6'9"? I mean, I get the joke, for the record, but and I get that would be June 9th, but there's never been a 69 before, has there? And the Sheetsery. So yeah, Woody did a Sheetsery ride last year, John's in here. Me, John, Ben. Who else? There's only like 4 of us who finished it. Why am I drawing a blank on who else was still with us at the end? Me, John, Ben. Probably just because those are the people who are in the chat right now, so I can remember. But there was like 5 of us, maybe. Who else was John riding with that day? He was on his blue gunner, which I wish my gunner was electric blue like John's is. But Otis likes boring ass gray. I'm picturing Large eating this chili mac at the last. So the Sheetsery is a century where you stop at a number of sheets and you're supposed to get MTO food at each one. And at the last one, when we're at the most exhausted, and of course me and Ben rode to the ride, so we made this like 120-mile ride. He's just drinking chili mac from the cup. And it's like Oh, yes. Aaron and Chris were the other 2 people. So Novak, how can I forget that Novak was with us? Of course he was. Dude, his tires going flat on a crust with the widest bars, riding in jean shorts and a t-shirt. No offense, Cleveland guys. While the Cleveland guys in their full kit are all breaking off after like the second sheets. Arkelman, we actually haven't made our touring. Everyone keeps asking me this, even in person at the events and just friends. But we haven't made our plans for the year. So we've thrown around a couple ideas. One that I've called the Alt Ohio to Erie, hitting different trails and roads that we've never hit before. Also looking at the area kind of we were just looking at towards Harrisburg and out um, eastern Pennsylvania, but we haven't made any plans for our major tour this year. And yeah, we need to get on it. We're heading out to do that Gunk's Not Dead ride in late April. So we haven't finished planning for that. So I guess we can't move on to our big plans until we plan the ride that's coming up in just a couple weeks. But everyone's had a lot on their plate around here lately. So Erin's been taking care of her dad a lot, who's had some health issues and stuff like that. So I had the big weekend last weekend. So now it's kind of time to start figuring that stuff out, because we do our big tour over 4th of July weekend. So we do like to book any places early, knowing that they will book up fast. So what else we got? So Wild Monkey, I love professional racing, so I don't mind the way professional racing works. I just think that has nothing to do with us. Even people who are kind of fast are not pro cycling fast, and that there is a huge difference. And last weekend was the first Monument, the first big one-day race, the huge one-day race of the year in the pro cycling calendar. And go look at the numbers those people are putting out, and if you think you're fast, you're not 1/10 of what these people are doing. Like that pace Pogacar set up the Cipressa in Italy was, when you look at something that had an average 6% grade and he was going 38 kilometers an hour, like, you're not fast. You're not fast even if you're wearing full kit with a 10,000 carbon bike. You're not fast. And so that's like my whole thing. It's like, you don't need to act like that. You could still ride hard. You could still go for PRs, but be a really nice person and be really nice to everyone around you, because you are a regular schmo. Like, these people are superhumans. You're not one of them. No amount of technology is ever going to even put you close. You can ride the best e-bike in the world and you would not be able to hold Van der Poel and Pogacar's wheel, like, on the Cipressa. Like,
Yeah, I don't know where the attitude comes from.
Yeah, the motorbikes were in the way. Like, they were on the descent, and the motorbikes had to like gun it to get out of the way of the pros because they're so fucking fast. Like,
And then you got like a bunch of the Cleveland guys racing, kitted out and everything, but super cool dudes.
Yeah, they
Having
love.
a good time.
They're wearing their team kit and supporting their bike shop,
Right.
and there's tons of that, and there's nothing wrong with that. And they don't think they're better than anyone
But they're
else.
decent people.
Yeah.
I just don't understand where the attitude comes to, like, you gotta be a dick.
Yeah, I don't get it either. That roadie, and again, it's not every roadie. It's just there's a roadie mentality that doesn't make any sense. And I've said this before about Black Fork. I really believe I'm at the worst part of the race. I'm not even in the race, and everyone around me is like dicks. And
Yeah.
when I made the first video I ever made about Black Fork, I called a bunch of people out for their bad etiquette, and like people got mad, and they're like, that's not the way, like, it really isn't a race. And so I had Ames over here, who won the race and won the Ohio Gravel Grinders race series.
Right.
And she's like, no, we point out obstacles to each other, we talk to each other, we hug each other after the race, we're all friends, like, we all take care of each other. You're fucking wrong. Like, you wannabes are fucking wrong. So it's always the middle of the pack that's the worst. So anyways, I've gone on this rant before, but I'll go on it again.
Every time.
And I watch the pros. The pros point out stuff to each other.
Yeah.
Nobody's that cutthroat. Nobody's that cutthroat.
It's
like,
actually amazing watching those, like, I don't know, whatever, a lot of, like, in the Peloton shots,
Mhm.
and they're all just,
like when they have the GoPro.
Right.
Yeah. Pogacar and Van der Poel are talking to each
Right.
other, and they're like they're arch nemesis, and they're hugging each other on the podium. When it comes down to like hitting those climbs, they're enemies. Every other time, they're friends. Like, and they work together actually to hold off the rest of the group. They were working together, but they knew when it came down to the key moments, they were going to be challenging each other. So, but nobody wants to win unfairly. Nobody wants to win because someone hits a bottle or because you cut them off. Like, nobody wants that. Like, that's middle of the pack bullshit. Like, that's like middle of the pack. You're actually fucking slow because you're riding next to me on my sweet bars and 55mm tires, acting like you're something.
And I'm sure there's assholes in the alternative community, but
I'm
they,
sure.
like,
Just like
Is
when we
it
were.
hidden or there's got to be.
Well, I think
some
there's in anything that's like cool. I'm sure you have those same people we had like when skateboarding became popular. All of a sudden, there were like people who like tried to turn it into a jock thing and having all the right stuff. And it's like, dude, that's never what this was about.
Went and bought their jorts pre-cut.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like the people trying stuff like way harder than they could actually do.
Yeah.
It's like just do what you're working on. That's what we're all out here for. Like, if you're trying to like rail slide, just try and rail slide. Oh, I got the admin. Anyways, where are we at? It's bullshit. Right, back to all of you and my hippie friends. Oh, Chris, you would love the sheets read. I'll make sure we post about it when he has a date for that. Oh, that was later in the summer, so that the 6/9 might be taking the place of the 420 ride. Ben might have already said that later in the chat, but Myrtle, yeah, I don't know if the sheets quality was ever that good. Yeah. A Michigan biker, the NIMBYs here won't allow sheets. What's the man, when we were just out east this fall, the eastern United States version of sheets. It's a name that sounds Indian. It's like Red Dot Indian, not woo woo woo.
It's too early for that.
Canceled. I'm canceled. No. Like literally like Indian continent sounding name. What is that called? Huh. The Sheetsery route, George, was a great country route. So, Alex, I've seen the video about the pants route, but I haven't actually looked at what the pants route is. So, PA pants route. There's a
Not
Pennsylvania.
to go backwards, but before you go on,
All right.
you're talking about Wawa.
Wawa. Wow. That could be a mix. That's right. That's cutting the line right between the two Indians, right? We're so canceled. That's not Indian continent sounding at all. I'm so sorry. It's not Native American sounding at all either. I apologize to everybody. George Harrison from the Beatles had a really good song called Wawa, actually.
There you go.
Yeah, so
You're in the clear now.
it's English. it's English. Yeah, I don't eat a lot of processed food, Rue. So yeah, same. I would be like, there was only one Sheets here. I went on my first date. We stopped at a Sheets when I went out with Juice. Medina had a Sheets, and it was like this. It was like blindingly bright out there because there was nothing out there. Now it's all built up around there, but yeah. I'm glad everyone's giving me kudos for my rants before I went racist on everyone. Light racism, just like I said in the last video. Light trespassing. That was just some light racism, right? Oh man, I'm so disappointed the name is Wawa. That is what it is. Why did my mind associate that with Indian in any way? All right. Where are we at? Is anyone still... Did you guys all unsubscribe and leave this chat? I understand.
What were you talking about, pants ride?
Oh, the Pennsylvania Dirtbags did a video that has like 500,000 views, I think. The pants route. But I need to look at what the actual route is. So, you said you wish the Peloton was microchipped? During Milan San Remo, the one we were talking about last weekend with the fast climbs, they had almost every bike had transponders on it. But also, when it comes to, like, if that has anything to doping or anything, they use what's called a biological passport now. So they basically take metrics on riders so they could see if there's some weird spikes in performance. So basically, when, like, EPO came out and then blood doping and a number of things, there were just, like, a succession of ways to avoid detecting drugs. Like blood doping can technically be, it's, you don't have any other chemicals in your body. You're taking your blood out and then getting it put back in. And so like no test would really catch for that. So now what they're doing is a biological passport. So you could tell if all of a sudden there's weird spikes in oxygen levels and all that kind of thing. So if that is what you're talking about, it's kind of in a way being done. But Outpost, you asked about any industrial gravel group rides again. Yeah, me and Otis talked at the channel meetup. Oh, Edmund, you're so cute. He wants more pets. Talked about doing like maybe a fall version that would be like me and Otis, like at Dirty River Bicycle Works, would co-sponsor. But we're also talking about doing some meetups again in other cities. So Chris SYB hosted a couple for the channel. Like I reached out to him and said, if you come out here and we post this, would you be into it? Only a few people showed up, which was fine. We had an absolute blast. And I would still 100%, I don't care how many, because we don't charge anything. We're not trying to make any money. We're just trying to have fun. So yeah, definitely want to go and do more in Pittsburgh. Talked about doing one with Dylan and Pudgy down in Columbus and stuff like that. But as far as like here from the studio and going to the bike shop here in Akron, we are talking about trying to organize something in the fall. So basically, usually I get real busy coming up here in a couple weeks in the spring, and I do bike trips and I mix them in with just being busy with work. Summer hits, and then fall we actually head out east and stuff. So trying to find the right date to do it. Every year I kind of say we should do this. So it's one of the things I need to just put on the calendar and put it out there to all you guys, because if I do that, I'll hold that date. But if I just put it out there as a general idea, it won't happen. So Groenewegen is kind of a dick, though. Nice, Eddie. Yeah, tries. I gotta imagine a lot of triathletes are super, like even worse. But my brother was a triathlete, so yeah, I know they are. Is Todd in here? What's up, Todd? Don't take me off that healthcare thing you just sent me. But yeah, when it comes to gear stuff, triathletes are the worst because you're not supposed to draft. So everyone's saying Wawa. That's how far behind I am. What's up, Dennis? Gecko, not Wawa. Yeah, we have tons of geckos around here. They bought out one of my old dudes, the Venezuelans, Sitco.
Sitco.
Remember Sitco?
That's not around?
No, they all became the Giant Eagles, right? The geckos? No, they all became
Circle K?
Circle K's, yeah. Those are all geckos, or Sitcos. Yeah, Venezuela. They still use the Venezuelan oil. They just rebranded the convenience stores so Americans wouldn't be uncomfortable. Valero sounds Michigan biker. I guess that sounds more like what, Spanish or Portuguese or something. Dots, not feathers. Oh man. Oh, Bicyclette, I saw that. And this is another reminder if anyone didn't already post this. We do a meetup thing, a meetup section in the Discord. YouTube comments and stuff like this, or people saying this in the chat, it's great. But unless you mark that down in your calendar, you're not going to remember. So if you do want to join the Discord, that's how we plan and all like do these meetups. So, and even if I'm not involved, that's fine. It's like someone like Bicyclette is like, down in Dayton, we're doing this on this day. So anyone who is interested can do it. Quickie March. Geez, where are you at, Bill Baker? So, yeah, I need to check out the, I haven't watched the Jorts video yet or looked at the route either, so. Oh, I saw that Bicycletta. I saw that Genosac was hosting a big ride too on up in Minneapolis for Gaza and all that. So Unbound 60. I enjoy your racist show. That we'll put that as the tagline from now on. I enjoy your racist show. Unbound 60. What's up, Beans? Wawa is so good they named a pedal after it. Benjamin, that was my George Harrison reference because that's what his song is. His song is a take on making fun of the other Beatles for complaining too much in the end, but he was able to mask it as a wah-wah pedal, which he uses heavily in the song. So that was on his first solo album, All Things Must Pass, actually, but he wrote it when he was still in the Beatles. So what's up, George P? Brew Kettle? Oh, yeah. I'm drinking the Mango Raja tonight. So big White Raja fan. Speaking of racist, when Aaron adopted that white cat that we ended up naming Holy Moses, that our other cycling friends adopted and renamed Oslo, we were thinking of names, and since we had named Edmund, sitting on my lap here, Edmund Fitzgerald after the Great Lakes beer, she was like, "What about White Raja?" I'm like, something about that just sounds racist, you know. And then Holy Moses, that's perfect because there's no racist. You can't try and make that racist. I think Jasper the Disaster has come around to being a little more mellow. He is known for being a hothead early on, but after that wreck, you know. Chicago bike culture? Yeah, we have a few. There's a number of people who have been in the chat for years, like Sam Diaz from Chicago. But me and Dave, one of the first times we rode together was out that way and had fun. But we didn't ride with anyone else. I remember that was like amazed at the bike infrastructure. It was the first time I saw like how you could ride through a city. And I remember when his sister lived out there and we went through an intersection where the bikes were supposed to go and all the cars yielded. I'm like, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
I rode out there a couple times. I don't know anything about the scene, but yeah, the infrastructure is great.
And that was in what? When I went out there with you, 2007 probably?
Yeah. Right around there.
William, I've never seen Tour de Pharmacy, and a lot of people have recommended it. I just don't watch a lot of TV, so. Blackball can confirm triathletes are the worst. And Blackball also is someone who is like this totally chill, totally cool dude who could actually, like, reminds me a lot of Dylan, could like just shred. Like when he came out to the Otis For Bay last year, I think he finished like an hour and a half ahead of me. And then I was like, at the meetup the night before, I'm like, can I buy you a beer? And he was like, I don't drink this time of year. I ride this time of year. I drink later in the year. I was like, that's so cool. You know? Thrifty Frame Builder, you said, we have Pump and Munch gas stations here in Minneapolis. Oh, nice. What's the goofy one around? Well, I think TNA, the big travel center, they're not TNA, they're just TA. But that always cracks me up because I can't help but say TNA every time I see it. Yeah, George, I'll keep everyone posted. I only ever once did like a full on it was a combination between the Otis For Bay and a gravel ride. We hit all the gravel around Akron. It was right after the pandemic, and the channel wasn't quite as big, so we did a lot of those like gray area cuts. And I've thought about trying to plan one of those again. And I'm like, man, if enough people show up, can we still like do this? Do I want to subject people to like, again, what I call the light trespassing, which is a joke because trespassing is trespassing. I'm not sure we could all come off the Route 8 gravel at different times and not get in trouble, but maybe there's a way to make it work. But again, we could just do like another no drop brewery ride too. So, and hitting some of the stuff, you know. So I like to pump and munch from time to time. Pudgy, I was just thinking, like, we haven't, like, you were out at Christmas for the stream, and then I was like, oh yeah, we have chatted, but I feel like I haven't like chatted in person forever. So I hope you are well and fully recovered or are well on the road to recovery. So Oh, we've gone down this road, Bicycletta, with the favorite bike movies too many times. But if people want to throw them in the comments, I'm not going to get involved on this one just because we've done it before. But do I remember the Holy Moses water taxi in the flats? I don't. I know there's still a water taxi in the flats, but I don't remember the Holy Moses water taxi. So, if for anyone who doesn't know, Holy Moses is a seasonal Great Lakes beer. It's their white. They're not Hefeweizen. What's the white wheat beer? A Belgian. What's the name of that kind of beer? Well, you're not a beer nerd. You're not going to be able to help me. Anyways, a white wheat, a Belgian style beer. Great Lakes is called Holy Moses. So Edmund, my cat, the black cat on my lap, named him after the Edmund Fitzgerald because that's a dark beer. So named Aaron's white cat Holy Moses after Great Lakes' white beer. So yeah. Oh, Come and Go Racer, yes. That is another one that it's like, come on. Quick Trip, I've seen those, Michigan Biker, yeah. Town Pump, yeah.
Yes, the Come and Go is supposed to be, I mean, I get it, but is that supposed to be like a, why spelled like that?
Why spell like that? It makes it more like cum.
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem.
You didn't make it less like cum, you made it more like cum. Oh, Weiss, yes. Weiss, thank you, Pudgy. So. Oh, you're going to find out kind of tomorrow how you're doing. All right. Sorry, you're obviously answering, so it's no big deal, but people's health issues shouldn't be public, but yeah. Hellgarden, yeah. Hellgarden's like the kind of OG. Bell's always did a really good one. I don't drink Bell's anymore. They got bought out by a weird firm that I don't really like, but I always really liked. They did a winter version of their white. I think it was just called Winter White. Now I'm getting racist again. A Belgian wit. That's the word that's the word I'm most looking for. Is Ben telling me to turn it off? Oh no, that was Pete.
Tone down the
Yeah. Abort. Don't let this stream stay live. Bury it. Jay Dandy, you did miss the maps, man. Jay Dandy, you were at Otis For Bay? I saw you comment in the Discord and I didn't have a chance to respond because a couple people asked. I'm like, I think I killed Jay Dandy last night. It was a joke. I just assumed you slept in because I already talked about how the fact that I rolled out of bed at 9:30, put on the clothes I was wearing from the night before and barely made it. So. Speaking of Chicago, there's Sam Diaz. Is there a come and go origin story? Well, I think that is the origin story. Yeah, I love me an Ed Fitz. Wit is the word for just for the record. Nothing wrong with anything else anyone said, but wit is the word I was looking for. So there's no prize, but just know. Hey, what's up, Harry? How you doing? Thanks for hopping in. Yeah, I didn't get... Oberon used to be one of my like spring hit, and I was working in the garden, and my ex-girlfriend that I dated for almost a decade, when we would like start to get the garden ready, we always went and got Bell's Oberon, which is a Belgian wit. And that was always my favorite. But yeah, same. I don't know if it tastes the same anymore, but I don't get it anymore. So there's enough other ones. Fatheads does a really, really good wit. What is theirs called? No, that's a Hefeweizen. Fatheads is Gogglefogger is a Hefeweizen. There's a couple other local breweries besides Great Lakes with Holy Moses that do really good wits. So Jeffrey McMillan said, show me an abandoned road in Akron. I need to get rid of my old Zenith console. For anyone who doesn't get that, if you watch the Otis For Bay video, we hit an abandoned road and just dump your trash there, right? Hey, what's up, Benjamin Barron? I didn't say hi yet. So. Oh yeah, Jay Dandy making his appearance in the jean jacket. So. Michigan biker having an EFG and listening to Lightfoot. So yeah, if you guys don't know, so when I brought Edmund in from the alley, uh, I took him down here in the basement. I have a bedroom in the back that has now become famous because Hugh broke his ankle there, and other drunk bicycling friends have crashed back there, but not knowing if he had anything or fleas or anything like that, slept back there with him, drinking an Edmund Fitzgerald, and I started asking AI what I should name my black cat, and it just kept giving me all these like jazz musician names that just sounded real racist to me. And then I like looked at my Edmund Fitzgerald, and I'm like, oh, dark beer, dark cat. And the year that I brought him in was the first year we saw Lake Superior and all that stuff. So, you know, Superior, it said, never gives up, it said. So I'm like, this will also remind me the year I got my cat was the first year I got to see Lake Superior and go to Minnesota and all that stuff, Upper Peninsula. So, yeah. Anywho. Oberon always hits in the summer. Yeah, like I said, I haven't had for a while, but it was always one of my earliest like warm weather beers. This sounds like a Wikipedia quote, but let's read it, Racer. The name Come and Go was chosen in the 1970s, derived from the initials of the founders, William K. Krause, T.S. Gentle, with the K representing Krause and the G representing Gentle. Ah.
It still doesn't fix that. It could be Kome.
Yeah, it could have been Muck and Go. When you're on, you're on. Oh yeah, the Oberon mini kegs. Do you remember? I never had one. Do you remember those like mini kegs they would have on the shelf? They were metal, like just like a. Edmund's got his little head on my hand, so I can't make the size. Like, you know, from here down to Edmund. Do you remember those mini kegs?
I mean, I guess that keg-wise, that's not. What do they call that?
They weren't like not the modern half keg things. They were little like they were actual like pressurized things on the shelf that you would buy.
Really?
And Bell's made it, and
I don't remember that.
The Bell's. It's funny you say that. The Bell's one, Benjamin, because that's the only one I could remember right now. But there was a few other people who did it. Yeah, I never bought it. I think it was like an early version of a Crowler almost. You know.
That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, but it had like this pressurized tap you popped up and everything.
Oh.
But it was like, again, you didn't have to special order it. It was just like at Acme on the craft beer section. Yeah. Oh, Jay Jaden said, I was there for the start, but went straight to the back of the pack and went straight home when finished. I might have even seen you at the start. I was still drunk at the start of the Otis For Bay. My footage, it's me, like I show up and everyone's like, hey, and then I'm like walking through the crowd. And it's funny, I look back at my video footage and I'm like, oh, there's Micah. There's all these people I'm friends with. But like at the time, I was just like, ugh. And when I saw Dave like taking pictures of Otis, I was like, oh, thank God. And then I don't think Glenn's in here tonight, but Glenn Stepp from Columbus, another channel member, was like, did you catch Otis's whole speech? And I'm like, I didn't even show up till halfway through Otis's speech.
They were damn near on the road by the time you pulled in.
Yeah. Is the Come and Go near the In-N-Out Burger? Hey, what's up, Dylan? Didn't have another cold ride on the drops. I definitely understand. Anyone who like I said, didn't show up last week, and I fully get it. Like, especially once you get that taste of warm weather, it's so hard to go back. Like again, the meetup ride was still great because it's just like a lot of people connecting, like screen names and seeing each other for the first time. Like when Blackball did come down last year, him and Jay Dandy got a kick at it, or just me and Blackball who have talked since the pandemic. But yeah, being in Columbus, I totally understand. It's still, we didn't get rain, which is huge. So like the Otis For Bay didn't rain, and the meetup ride didn't rain. So, but yeah. I remember my first beer. Come and Go's competitors should be pump and dump. Got it. Yeah, that was Also, speaking of meeting new people, not new people, but new people IRL, it was great to hang out with Nate. So Nate drove down from Toledo, did the meetup ride, and then drove back that night. Which, man, as I get older, I'm always just impressed when people have that in them because I don't anymore. And I know it's only a couple hours, but I guess me and Aaron have done the Columbus thing a few times, but she's the one driving. So, yeah. Yeah, but it was fun to hang out with Nate. He brought Edmund some treats. He bought me some treats too. Some Mambas, my favorite. So, and he said, don't eat them unless you're riding your bike. And I told him the last ones he sent, I did a really good job for a while, but the last pack I complete were dessert for every meal I ate. So, oh, did you clear the furniture alley, Chris? That's amazing. I actually hit a group when I came to Furniture Alley. Who was right in front of me? It was someone else we know on the channel. I was around a couple other people I know, but we had a big group and we definitely did not clear the Furniture Alley. As I mentioned, we'd ridden it about a week and a half before, and only where the carpet was dumped was there. And I don't know if Ben did it or a couple other large Marge did it, or a couple other people laid the carpet over some of the junk and we were able to ride it. But that second set of furniture really was a mess. They were like fold out couches and stuff. This is between Maple and Walnut. And North over there.
Up there.
Yeah, leaf cover. What's the technically correct way to say that? It's plural. I mean, leaf covered. I would never say leaf covered. Anyways, I'm not stoned. You can't prove it. Oh wait, why is me clicking on everyone's comments all of a sudden going to slow motion? Oh, we're super slow. Yeah, we went super slow mo. Hello. Do we still? Oh, we like lost it.
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, just right.
Couch super chatted $9.99. Any chances you guys might be in the Rochester area again? I had coffee this weekend where you started your ride last summer.
I'll just type. Man, there's nothing, huh? All right, now we're back up to 12, so maybe we're good. Man, it's so weird because it's showing me like the numbers are really strong, but it's showing me it's in red with a ton of drop frames. So I don't. Let me know if you guys can hear us. I'm getting mixed signals from all my data over here. Because I know a lot of times when the signal goes way slow, you guys can still get audio. I think you lost the audio for a minute. Oh, you're saying we're back. Good. Let me jump in. I don't know if you guys were able to catch Couch's comment, because Couch's comment was worth $10, so it definitely got priority over your guys' dumb shit. He said, any chance we might be in the Rochester area ago? I had coffee this weekend where you started your ride last summer. I don't think this year, as of now, we have plans to come back, but I love Rochester, and I really enjoy the Erie Canal. But no, as of this summer, I don't think we're heading back that way. So, but yeah, that coffee shop, fucks. It's still showing us drop frames in the red, but it's showing me a strong signal. I don't understand it. It's too mixed.
You were back up for a second, now you dropped again.
Yeah, now it's back again. Now it's back into the green. So, I think we're good. So, let's see what else. I'm going to come back to see what else I missed. So, Oh, I missed a lot. Gone riding. Hello from Windsor. Yeah, well, now we're full. We're full bars again. So whatever. Like I said, this is fucking hardwired. It's so fucking annoying. Yeah, what's up, Gone Riding? Any Sequench fans? Talk about hitting on a summer day. I don't know what Sequench is. Yeah. Yeah, Harry. Big Hefweizen and Wits. I'm good. Oh, Heineken and Newcastle did mini kegs as well? Huh. Yeah, 1 gallon. That's what the ones I'm talking about were. Michigan Biker, I have screen grabs of the racist live chat for blackmail reasons. Oberons are so good. Jay Dandy, I saw you rolling and I didn't talk to anyone. Gotcha. I was definitely a little less chatty even out on the ride when my buzz wore off that I didn't even realize I had. That's the thing. When you get up and you go out riding your bike, you're like, oh, I'm fine. And I'm like, I'm going fast. I'm killing it. And then like later in the ride, like I'm talking to people and I'm like, ah. Oh, Sierra Nevada did one too. Yeah. Did Bell's change their name? I haven't seen that. Can you look that up for me?
Bells.
Bell's Brewing. Type in Bell's Oberon. That'll work. Edmund is on the router. The router's upstairs. It's hardwired from upstairs. Edmund's right here. Let's see. The original Come and Go was Wham Bam. Thank you, man. All right, let's see. Everyone's saying we're all good. It's so annoying too because it crushed the stream. Like 30 people dropped off just from that. Topaz Tango said, "You look good now. Those things come and go." I think we're already about it. No, it's 9:07. Yeah, we're an hour in, so we've made it. Even though it all went downhill, we got all our racism in.
What am I supposed to be looking up for Bells?
If they change their name.
No.
Dave says no.
Nope.
Nope. It's a bit in and out. Come and go, if you will. Like I said, it's frustrating because the cable company was like, your modem's outdated. You have to buy a new modem. So I'm like, fine, it's outdated. I'll buy a new modem. And Dylan, we were talking about it in the Discord. He's like, yeah, you need whatever it's called, DOSIS 3.1. I got it. But one of the things about buying it was now when I have an issue, I can come back to him and be like, look, I got your stupid fucking modem. Now explain why my stream can't stay stable. So, and I talk about the internet stream. The other stream not staying stable is definitely a personal issue. I'll be here all night. Actually, about 10 more minutes. I gotta go to bed. Look at this. It's going downhill. Oberon was Soul Son until a Molson law. Oh, so you're going way back in time, right? Because man, I've been buying it under the Oberon name since at least I gotta say 2010. I don't. God, this little guy is so cute. Do you guys want to see him? Hello? Do you know you're on camera and you're mad about it? Why are you looking at me like that? I do like the Osmo Pocket thing. 3 pocket thing. For that reason. Yeah, so. No, Pudgy, I actually rode on Sunday. I actually rode the I rode my rally for the first time all year. So I rode the gunner at the channel meetup ride on Saturday, but I did ride my drop bar rally on Sunday. I got jokes. Nate, I'm not going to repeat that out loud, but now Michigan biker, you're old. Yeah, you're like, this is how it gets too, is like time goes on, you're like, that just happened. And then someone's like, that was 17 years ago, bud. You know? Now I'm getting that too. Oh, 1990s, yeah. 1990s. Yeah, I was not drinking craft beer in the 1990s. In 1998, I probably started to drink some Natty Ice. So, going to punk shows and maybe drinking some Pabst. So, hey, Stable, what's up? What's up, bud? Now I want an Obra. Yeah. Are they out yet? Well, I'm sure. Like now that they're owned by some like, God, I'm trying to remember who. So they got bought by private equity, and everyone's like, it's fine. And then you looked into it; they owned some like liquor, like vodka brands and stuff. But they were owned by like Bell's is owned by like some pretty bad people now. And for those of you who don't know, like Bell's sounds like it's just a cool craft brewery name, but it's Mike Bell. It's really just a person and his last name. So I know we got Michigan people in here. I'm sure they know all the details. So Cat Calloway. Nate the Great, I'm trying to remember what you told me your orange cat's name is. I can't remember what you said your orange cat's name is. Remind me. That cat's not spoiled at all. Oh, that's the running joke in my family because I like when I first had my last two cats, I learned from my parents, it's like, here's a bunch of dry food. Here's 3 bowls of water. I'll be back in 4 days, you know. And now this dude eats wet food 3 days a week, you know. So yeah, I'm like, they're supposed to play every day. I'm trying to work, and he's in play mode, and I'm like, well, I guess it's now we got to play for 20 minutes before I could go back and do anything. So where are you going? Oh, you want to see him be even cuter? Look at this new position. I left at 1 to go meet Greg to be in this video and help him make that. And then I had a meeting at 4. And then when I got up, my sciatic nerve was hurting so bad that I just decided to go move to the bar and get dinner. So he's definitely being a lover now because I was gone pretty much all day. And he usually eats his dinner at 6 o'clock and I didn't get back till almost 7. So. Bicyclette, I was born in 98. Yeah, I graduated high school in 97. So, and I'm guessing Michigan Biker was a little bit before that. So. Huh. Gloke and Pig's Eye both were Minnesota based. The worst beer I ever had, there were those Russian beers that came in plastic bottles for a while. One was blue and one was red. What were those? I feel like Adam Rayazi used to buy those.
I don't remember them being plastic. You talking about Chimay?
Oh no, Chimay is like a really nice Belgian beer.
Because that's Rayazi.
But they are red and blue, yeah.
Rayazi always had all the crazy stuff. Cause working at
when he was at West Point.
West Point.
Yeah, he'd come back from a wine tasting, and you'd come back with like 5 $90 bottles of wine that had like one sip out of them, so they couldn't sell one little pour out of them. And then like later in the night, we're just drinking them out of the bottle. and earlier in the night, he's like, and this is back when I was usually stoned and all this stuff. He'd be like, yeah, this is a like, notice the grassy flavors and in the back of mouth like this, and we'd be like, oh yeah. And then like later we're just like and then I remember one night we took all the bottoms of them and poured them into our glasses, so we just like mixed them all together. And then someone's like, oh, there's a little like liquor left here. We're like, pour that into the glass, and it's like a $20 glass. Like we all have like a worth $20 glass in our hand, just like drinking it smashed with no, you know. That's how it goes When you're young, right? That's the jam say. Oh, Nate the Great. Your orange cat's name is Riley. Yeah, Chunky. Yeah, you said he's a big boy. So, is New Belgium corporate now too? Yeah, I usually try and keep an eye on that stuff, but I haven't been paying attention as much since the pandemic for sure. So, Kitty Gillespie, black cat jazz musician, name per AI. Kitty Gillespie. I like it. Gillespie, not Gillespie. Oh, Michigan biker. You're born in '70s. So yeah, you're 8 years older than me. Yeah. Spoil the pets. That's what they're there for. Yeah. That's so funny. Always being the opposite. It's like they're cats. They just like a friend would come over, and the cat would be sitting somewhere there. Like I remember Pete being like, I kind of want to sit in the seat, and the cat's there, and I'd like go grab Crash, and I'd be like, it's a cat, and like fling it across the room, like not violently, but it's like a cat. It's like now this little guy, I'd be like, you little angel, let me move you over.
No, you go find it.
Yeah, Pete, you go sit on the floor, you fucking piece of shit. Oh, Baltica. Eddie, I think is one of them. That was nasty shit. I think did Baltica come in plastic bottles? I think that's the one I'm thinking of. And they had a number on it, right? Baltica had like a 3, a 9, and a 12. And I think the 9 just meant it was 3 times grosser than the 3. Something like that. What's up, Mux? You said you got your stickers in the mail yesterday. Oh, glad. Yeah, I was a little behind on that, so I hope you didn't wait too long. If you were at the end of the last order, you probably got them real quick. But if you're at the beginning of the last ones I shipped out, it's probably been a while. So, and then anyone who ordered anything with my lead up to like the big weekend, everything is going out tomorrow. It's packaged. But so if you ordered something late last week or early last week, I think starting early last week, I haven't sent it out yet. In normal times, I'm super on top of that, but I did spend a lot of time preparing for the weekend and getting the studio ready. So, Unbound said, "Wow, I graduated high school in 1981. You guys missed everything." I got the internet, watched movies about it. Was born in a crossfire hurricane. Gotta love that song. Kenny Chaos, how you doing tonight? Chris FYB, I would be even more antisocial if I had a pet waiting for me at home daily. That is one thing, as you probably saw, Chris, that is really nice about this guy and adopting, like, as I found out, 10 months old, knowing that he was super chill around people. It's really nice because, like, when you guys all came in and you guys were trying to roll your bikes in, Edmund's just standing there sniffing them. And I remember when Brian, I think, specifically walked in, he's like, can I bring my bike in now? And Edmund's just like, no, I'm just going to stand here. I think he lifted it up over, like, kind of over him. So, yeah. That helps, knowing that he's not, like, you don't feel as bad. Like, or if Dave comes to feed him or if Aaron comes to feed him, he's not, like, super put out. He's, like, friendly to them, too. So, many bottles of Sailor's Red at Lon's Winery in Put-in Bay. Jack R., I don't know if I've gone there. There is a bar I absolutely love at Put-in Bay. It's at the back of a bait shop, like all the way, like across from the strip where everyone parties. You like walk through it and go out to the back to the water. I don't know what it's called, but I really love. It's my favorite spot. I know where it is if I'm in Put-in Bay. And then the other thing is is Put-in Bay Brewing. Just Put-in Bay Brewing, I think, is the other spot I usually go. So Baltica was actually made in Utica. That joke's too deep to try and explain to everyone. Oh, Eddie said, yeah, Baltica were into the plastic and the numbers were styles. Some of the lighter ones were okay. Do you remember? They sold these at Acme. You don't remember them?
I'm looking at like a bunch of images. It looks like they had all kinds of different. Did you read that next one?
Just because that's where it started, and that's why I said I'm not going. Sorry. He doesn't care. This cat is jostle. It's just not bothered by the jostle. You took him on multicles. All right, and with that, I will see you next week. Always leave on a high note. This dude is like, what the fuck are you doing? So, anyways, Ben made a Utica joke that was along that level. And it just, Ben is usually really funny. And it was in the car with me, Aaron, and Brad on the way to, I think, Nutmeg the first time. And it just fell so flat. We're like, what? And he had to explain it. But then it became like this thing that you repeat, so it becomes funny. It was not funny at the time. But And then Tony was heading there with Scott Sheridan, who you met on Friday, and a couple other people. And we texted him. He was like, oh, as you pass this city, say this joke, it kills. And then so Tony said, like, Utica. And he was like, it was crickets. And we're like, of course it was crickets. It's the worst joke ever. He was so mad at us. But when you use it like that, it's just... Anyways, what's going on here? Why am I still live on the internet? Martin Schwartz. He's class of '69. That's a new record. That's what we should start doing. It's like at the weddings when they do the dance where if you got married in 1990, keep dancing, or everyone else has to sit down. If you got married in 1980, and then you end up with the oldest. We should do that for the next Model Infinity tool getaway. But then I guess you guys could lie. I'd have to have you like scan IDs and stuff, and that's whatever. All right, Wild Monkey. Peace. I don't know about that. I don't really care about that. But
just go right past it.
We rode to Kelly. I haven't ridden on Kelly's Island. I've only done Put-in Bay, but Otis has done a group ride that William LeBron has actually been on, and I'm bummed I missed it because that was when I was in Detroit. William LeBron happened to be out of town, so we've still never met in person, but like all my friends have met him. So, yeah. Yeah, Brian, we haven't done that part of the Erie Canal Trail, so we've never been to Utica. So, all right, good night, Chris. Best stream ever. Should we wind it up here? I think we've kind of accomplished everything we possibly could.
Full circle.
Full circle? I don't know. Should I end it with the George Harrison song called Wawa? Might as well get demonetized right at the end. All right. Yes, let's end it. Shot a vlog today, so I'll have that hopefully coming out on Thursday. Appreciate, again, anyone who was out last weekend. It was such a blast. But I understand how hard it is to make it and why people wouldn't want a vacation to Ohio in March. But so, all right. Appreciate it. And everyone have a great night. If I could find the outro link. There it is. Goodbye.
Okay, okay, bye.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
this time.
Fitzwater photo.